Yep, I agree. Anything you're seeing, Leslie or Skip?
Not
Uh,
anything that
No.
Go ahead, Skip. Sorry.
no, no, please, you. Ladies first, as always.
No worries. I've seen an interest, for sure. I think that the misconception of property going down in value isn't really true, but the interest is still there when it comes to buyers.
Yeah.
And the ones that aren't sure, they're just not ready to buy yet. But the ones that are ready to buy, they ask all the questions and they're very engaged. So that's good.
Yeah, good point. And anything, Skip, on your part?
No, some indications, but sadly nothing that I could bank on yet.
Okay. Well, on a positive note, I see it happening. It's not just my gut. I know the calls are coming in for me personally, and it's not it's not to make anybody jealous or anything like that. It's just I see it happening. And this is based off efforts of like doing that home buyer workshop, that virtual home buyer workshop, just staying close with a lot of my sphere, really strengthening those relationships. It's all referrals, it's all past clients. But the people who know that you can perform and deliver for them and do good business for them, they're out there spreading the word. So the key right now, if you're not doing it, is stay in touch with those people. Even if a few months ago they were really taken back by all this, now it's the time to reconnect with them. Skip, I know you had mentioned that you reconnected with Golden and started showing her property again. That's positive. Again, we don't put all our eggs in one basket, but that's another sign and indication that people are getting more eager to make a move. And what Leslie talked about, the realization that prices aren't dropping, it's not. There was maybe about a month, it could have been less, but about a month where buyers had a little bit more of an edge in this market. And that was when it got really kind of crazy with the whole stay-at-home order. You couldn't see properties, you couldn't go inside it. That was about the only span that a buyer had a little bit more leverage than the seller. Right now, it's back in the seller's corner. The buyers still got a little bit of pull, but not a lot. So it's not your typical seller's market, but super low inventory, multiple offer situations. So everybody that I am out showing property with and that we're writing offers, I'm always expecting, especially if the property is priced under 600, but I'd say even up to 700,000. It's a multiple offer situation. The seven's just taking a little bit longer, and it's because of if it's anything that's a high balance loan over 510,000, the cost is more. So you can't get those great rates that you're hearing about in the low threes. And for FHA, even like high twos, like 2.75 for FHA, that has mortgage insurance, but exceptional rates. So with that all being said, as the buyers start realizing that the market's not going to crash, they're all going to be hurrying to trying to get into the market. So we need to capture them. We need to capture them through these calls. Really, just start getting. I don't want to say that you want to be insensitive, but just getting straight to the point. With certain people, that if you can tell that they're eager and they're looking. From what I found on these internet leads, is more people are asking about land. They're asking about different kinds of stuff. So I know it may not be your comfort zone. Let me shut this. It was never my comfort zone. And so maybe you have more past experience with land. I know what to research on it. I kind of know how to run the searches on it. I know some important people. And just so you know, Leslie and Skip, Marty and Joe Ahern, they do quite a bit on the land side as well. So we can do it as agents. It's considered residential real estate, so you don't need them. But if you need a little bit of direction, you may want to try to connect with them and bring them in on it. You know what I mean? And just get a little bit of help with that. So that's an idea. But what I'm getting at is with these pro agents, at least early on, until you get to where you got a handful of escrows going at the same time and you really don't have the time for it, you got to be flexible to the mobile homes. You got to be flexible to the land. You got to be flexible to, I know I sent you one, Leslie, out in Lancaster. I know that's not the most attractive thing, but she put two that she definitely wants to see on Saturday. It's at 140,000. It's not the most exciting price point, but call, connect, see what you can do with it, and then if she starts jumping through hoops, If she gets pre-approved, if you can tell that she's vetted, if you can tell all of it makes sense and you can plan a trip, great. If you can't and it just seems like too much, then let me know so I can make sure somebody who's motivated, who wants to take that opportunity.
Right.
That's an opportunity. I know Lancaster sounds far. It's where my brother's territory is at. So he's actually driving out to Lancaster. He's driving out to those directions, not every day, but pretty frequently. So it's right now we always say, oh, I wouldn't drive that far. And especially if it's, four or $500,000 transaction, that's a big check. It's a big opportunity. We could always refer it out. But right now we got to connect. It's all about connecting and setting appointments, period. So if we're not setting appointments every day, and it doesn't have to be face to face, virtual appointments. So, and it's
Mm-hmm.
I guess from my own experience, I don't come in right out the gate trying to set the appointment on the phone call. My very first thing as I'm talking to them on the phone, if you and I've just done this recently, and luckily some of these have been referrals, so it's a little bit easier in a sense. But again, these are complete strangers who don't know me from the next person. They still think I'm a salesperson trying to earn a commission that hasn't been paid over the last few months because of this whole COVID-19. I've never heard it come up as much as I've heard it recently. And these are people that are, some of them that are super tight. So I'm talking about complete strangers that I got to convert. Now I'm also talking about one who was a bridesmaid in my wedding, super close. And her own mom was just like, well, does he just need a commission right now? I really don't think you should be selling and buying something else. They're all thinking it. So I hit it on the head. And I said, look, I said, I know I'm pushing you, but I also need you to understand I'm pushing you because if I don't, you're going to be asking why I didn't push you right now, right? And a good friend and a good agent is going to push you when you need to be pushed, because most people's natural reaction is to hesitate and kind of think about it. Let's see if the market comes down. And, I really think the prices are going to come down. The market's got to crash. Prices are way too high. I want to get one of those great opportunities. You're going to have more of those objections and challenges now. But if you get really good at overcoming those objections, you're going to move people to being able to do what they need to do to start putting things into place. And it starts with that first call, that first Zoom appointment. But you better be prepared. You better know what questions to ask. And you better be able to motivate them and move them through the process of wanting to take that next step. So it's I had one, I think it was just yesterday or the day before. Guy's extremely qualified. We've already had a good first initial conversation. I got Jason on the phone with us, and we didn't do a Zoom call. It was just a conference call. And we were on the phone for 45 minutes. And as motivated as he would not commit to getting pre-approved with Jason. And it's just like, and his mom's a realtor. So he knows the drill. And he even brought it up at one point. He basically said, I know what your job is to basically get me to get off my hands and to take action. And I appreciate that, because he could tell I was trying to motivate him to take that next step. Well, he's worried about running his credit. And even though he's got exceptional credit, he was still worried about running his credit. He thinks the market's going to come down in the next 6 months to 12 months. So his daughter just got into Cape, which is the same school as my daughter. He's stoked about everything. He wants to buy in Camarillo to Thousand Oaks, somewhere in that range, probably going to buy up to about 750. Solid buyer, somebody that's like, all right, let's move, let's go. And he still wouldn't commit. And the whole point of you're going to have all these different types of buyers out there right now that think they know more than what we know. And they think that what I've noticed is the ones that want to wait are all playing the stock market. They're all watching the stock market go up and down and all the craziness. And they think that they can make quick money in the stock market. Then they think that they can bank it right in the housing market. But stocks and real estate are two completely different things. Yes, they both run in cycles. Yes, they both can be great long-term investments, right? But stock markets are highly volatile, where the real estate market, it can come down, especially in regions like California where it can go up as high as it can, but you have a shortage of inventory and you have extremely low interest rates, which is solidifying the stability of the housing market. And if people are waiting, the only thing that's going to hurt them is more competition. That's the biggest factor. They're going to have more people to compete with when they find the house that they love. they're going to be competing with a lot of motivated people the longer they wait. And then the second thing is, as those interest rates slightly go up, they're going to be priced out because the prices are too high. So if you go up 1/4% or 0.5% in the interest rate, you're done. You can't qualify to purchase. So you have to take advantage of what you know right now. And you have to master that conversation with anybody on the phone. I don't care if they're a complete stranger, a referral, an internet lead. It's the same conversation, no matter how good you think you are, no matter how well you think they like you, and how much you think you got them in the palm of your hand. None of that matters. You got to assume, number one, that you're at zero every single day, and that you need to make calls. And it doesn't matter how many leads you have. It doesn't matter how many people you think are going to be in escrow. You need to set a goal of how many people I'm going to speak to today and commit, and then have those conversations, not put too much pressure on it. But at some point, you got to start asking some tougher questions and getting them to move. And if they're not answering, or they're hesitating and they're giving you excuses, they're not motivated. So you got to find somebody who's motivated. And that's it. I mean, that's about as much as I can try to sum it up, but that's the meat of what I'm experiencing right now. But I'm highly focused on what I'm going to do. Thankfully, just opened my second escrow on another buyer, just got it accepted over the weekend. But my goal is to hit, thank you. My goal is to hit 10. I want to hit 10. I've never had 10 at one time, and it's happening right now. So all I'm saying is just go for it. I'm trying my hardest to dish all these leads out to the three of you. You're all motivated in doing this. Just make the most out of them, make the calls, follow up with them, connect with them. Don't waste too much time if they're not moving when you need them to move. Get them pre-approved, start showing appointments, right? Set them up, send them the P, show them property. Don't be too picky on our part. When I say be tough and ask questions, timing is everything. You can't be too tough up front. You got to be easy up front. You got to build some trust. Then you can start pushing a little bit. But up front, and if you start pushing and you start feeling the resistance on their part, you got to explain it. And you got to have that conversation of why you're being tough, or why you're trying to push them, because you know how special of the time it is right now that they have some negotiating power. Okay. So I've already spent 30 minutes. Anything anybody'd like to add, Silver, Leslie, Skip?
No, I'm good. I think you hit the nail on the head.
Cool. All right. Well, you guys ready to?
Let's make some phone calls.
Yeah, we can make some calls. Leslie, you want to do real quick role play? You want to do a fast one?
Sure, let's do it.
Okay. You be the agent. I'll be the prospect. Okay.
Perfect.
Okay. Go ahead.
Ring ring.
Hello.
Hi, is this Brandon?
Yes, this is.
Hi, Brandon. My name's Leslie with Veteran Home Services. The reason I'm calling is I noticed you're on my website looking for property in Camarillo and Oxnard.
Yes, just kind of browsing through, just checking some stuff out right now.
Perfect. You're just checking it out. That's great. So, Brandon, what is it that you're looking for?
Well, like I said, we're looking online. We're not really in any kind of rush, just seeing what's happening with the market.
Okay. I completely understand. You're not in a rush, and the market is it's great to be looking at the market at the moment. So, Brandon, when you do start looking, what is it that you're looking for?
Okay, let's stop real quick. Okay. When somebody throws out a market thing on there, so nice job, first of all. Great intro, great command, great leading through the process. But when somebody brings up the market, instead of me talking about the market or just kind of skimming over what they just said, I gave you a layup, and I want you to embrace that market question. But before you answer the market question, I want you to figure out, remember, we got to figure out how much do they know, right? So we need to know what's going on in their head. So the second they give me that opening, the first question I'm going to ask is, so what do you see happening in the market right now? I'm going to ask them that, right? Take the pressure off you, see what they say. Oh, well, I think prices are going to come down 10, 15%, yada, 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 right? Everything going. Other thing I need to make a point of is make sure today's May or June 1st, pull up the stats for May for Flex MLS, for Camarillo, whatever areas you're running searches, making calls to, but definitely for Camarillo, Thousand Oaks, Oxnard, Ventura. But at least two of those, you should have those stats printed out next to you as you're making these calls. So as somebody starts talking about the market, you start throwing facts at them, okay? you start
Okay.
talking about this is the all-time. So I pull Thousand Oaks up. Thousand Oaks absorption rate is under 2. It's like 1.7 right now. That's the lowest inventory we've seen probably in the last decade in Thousand Oaks right now. 1.7. So you think it's a good time to sell?
Oh, yeah.
Right, it is.
Absolutely a good time to sell. And guess what? Every day, new listing, new listing, new listing, new listing. They're popping up every day. So the next stat that I'm going to pull, how many new listings have come up in the last week to 2 weeks? You may not be able to pull specifically that, but definitely when you pull up the month of May, you should find all the new listings as one of the categories. So it has all the solds, has all the pending, it has the new listings, and it has the active. That new listing, highlight that and start keeping track of that, because you're going to just start seeing the wave of listings that are coming in. Hopefully, you're seeing a lot of pending starting to pick up as well. So as the new listings come in, they're also being bought very fast, right? Keep the inventory pretty thin. But if you see the new listings pick up where it's double the amount that are going into escrow, guess what's starting to happen? That inventory is starting to flood out. Now it's a good time for those buyers to start snagging up. But we've seen this happen already multiple times over the last couple of years. When we see it just kind of fill up a little bit, always within 2 to 3 months, by the end of those 3 months, all those properties get sold. Almost all of them will get sold. They may sit for a little bit, but by the end of it, now it's just like slim pickings. All the good ones went first, then the decent ones went. Now it's just like the scrub properties that are a little overpriced, that need a little bit of work, and they're a little bit dated and not in the best locations. But at a certain point in time, when everything else is gone and no new listings are coming on, those last ones get purchased up.
Yeah.
Now, don't tell people scrub properties, but the whole point of it is
Right.
you're going to see those numbers fluctuate. It's the lowest inventory right now, lowest absorption rates. So have your numbers down. So when you're speaking to people and they're telling you the market's going to crash, or they see on the news that sales are down 30 to 40%, that's volume. And what happened was everybody pulled their listings off the market. They pulled it off the second the stay-at-home order hit. They didn't want sick people coming into their house. They didn't want to deal with just their house sitting on the market, so their agent told them to put it on hold or pull it off the market, and they did. So you saw a lot of cancellations, and then buyers who couldn't perform because they lost their jobs or their hours were affected. So all that led to 40% reduction in sales prices. And in terms of price point, one article I heard pulled on a national level said that homes were still selling. The best discount somebody got was a 10% discount. So that means that they got 90% of the sales price. That was the worst it ever got, was 90% of the sales price. The worst across the whole nation and the worst part of this whole COVID-19. But everything else right now is getting back up to 98, 99%. So that's another one. List price versus sold price. You'll see that chart, and it's going to say 99% in the last month. This wasn't for May. This was for April. For April was the stats that I had, and it said 99% of sales price. So even though there was a drop in the amount of sales, the ones that sold almost at asking price for every listing that was up, because there's no inventory. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Cool. All right. Well, thank you for opening that up, Leslie. Does that help? Do you kind of know where to go? Do you want to run it just one quick time?
It helped. Now I know what to ask you and where to go with that
Let's
conversation.
do the same thing one more time, okay? Just really fast. We're not going to spend too much more time on it.
Okay. And I'm going to make up numbers at this point because I didn't look anything up.
Yeah,
So ring, ring.
Hello.
Hi, is this Brandon?
Yes, it is. Who's
Hi,
this?
Brandon. My name's Leslie with Veteran Home Services. I was calling just to touch base with you. I noticed you were looking on my website, looking for homes in Camarillo and Oxnard. So, Brandon, what are you looking for?
We're just kind of seeing what's out on the market right now, watching what's happening with the home prices, and we really think the prices are going to come down soon. So, just kind of checking it out, but not in a rush to do anything yet. The prices are still too high.
Perfect. Okay, you're checking out the market. So, Brendan, let me ask you, what do you see happening in the market?
Well, I just think the market's going to crash. There's just too much craziness that's going on out there right now with this whole COVID-19, and now you got the riots happening, and unemployment's supposed to hit 30 million. So yeah, I see the prices coming down quite a bit, and when it does, that's when I want to buy.
You know, I completely understand. It's interesting times right now. What I can tell you is that the market is still strong at the moment. I did look up a few stats in the market, and we can see that homes are still selling fairly quickly. In Thousand Oaks, 7%. It's only been 7% of sellers on the market, which means low inventory for sellers. No, this is horrible, Brendan.
Yeah,
I
well,
don't
no,
know if I can handle the stats.
no, well,
Let me just
that's
give you a
what you get.
general
Yeah,
idea.
well,
Like
just
the
yeah,
yeah,
go ahead. But I wanted to stop you.
yeah.
You're too focused on what you want to say, and you didn't listen to
Hmm.
what I said. So you got to
Okay.
do a better job of listening. Yeah, you heard me talk about the market, and then you said, "Let me tell you." Remember, telling's repelling, right? This is all about
Right.
asking questions, figuring out what's going on in my mind. So what did I
Yeah.
share with you right before you started sharing your stats or trying to show the stats? And it's not 7%, but
Right.
let's get. Don't worry about the numbers.
Right.
Focus
Uh,
on what it is that I said. So what did I say before
you think the market's just crashing right now?
right?
So your your decisions are gonna be based on the market crashing, which means you're probably gonna wait until it does crash to
Yep.
purchase, right? So
Along with 90% of the other people out there that are thinking along the same
there,
type of thought process, right?
yes, which means more competition in the
Yep.
future.
As well as waiting. And then, so what are some points? And you don't want to bring them up too quick. So first, what do we
Right.
do when somebody tells us something that can be considered an objection, right? They're not ready to do
Right.
anything right now. What's the first thing we do?
Show empathy.
Yep, we repeat and affirm. We don't make them wrong,
Repeat and affirm.
right? So
Right.
I'm not trying to argue with them. I'm not trying to
Right.
have a disagreement with them. First thing I'm trying to do is I'm trying to agree with them 100%. Oh no, you're spot on, right?
Hmm.
That's what I'd say 90% of the people who are speaking to me right now, who are calling me up about properties, are saying the
Okay.
exact same thing that you're saying right now. Okay. So the first thing you do is you make them right. Okay. Then after
Got it.
you say that, then you say, you know, what's interesting is a few of my buyers who have pretty strong job stability. Do you mind sharing with me what kind of work you work in? So I
Okay.
start
What
with
is the work?
sharing, then I ask a question, right?
Hmm.
Because now I'm starting to pique some interest here. So a few of my buyers that have some excellent job security right now, they've been preparing and waiting for the market to come down for quite some time. So they got pretty strong credit. They got some money saved up. They actually have a unique opportunity right now. Do you want me to share with you what that is? See how I'm starting to kind of pique that interest, right?
Hmm.
So I give a little bit, I pique some interest, and I'm trying to paint a picture. I'm trying to paint a story for them to want to know more and to find out what these people who got their stuff together already, how they have an advantage over everybody else that's basically thinking of waiting, just like everyone else till this market crashes, which it's not going to happen. Not
Right.
anytime soon, right?
Right.
So then you
Okay.
can get into differentiating the difference between 2008 now and all that if it starts getting to that. But what I want to do is show them a good story like your last client, right? Who just got a house under 600,000 in Camarillo. And one of the
Right.
stories that I'll share is, look, I've been looking in Camarillo for myself personally to try to buy in a specific neighborhood, I'd say for the last 5 to 7 years. And what I've learned about Camarillo is that it's very difficult to pick the house you want in the neighborhood that you want because there's such a high demand for if you're talking about a detached home in central Camarillo, it is very difficult, especially if you're looking under 550,000, to find anything that's worth anything under 550. So really that between 550 to 6, anything that goes up that's in decent shape in a good location is gone instantly. So once
Right.
I learned that and understood that, guess what? Right now, if a property came up at 575 right now, it probably still moved because of that low inventory, but you may have a little bit better chance today to capture that property than you will 2 months from now.
Hmm.
So that's
Right.
what you have to sell is I can pick my neighborhood that I want right now. As long as I can handle that payment and I'm in it for the long run, I'm okay with what time I buy it at. but you have to be able to tell that story in a convincing way that is going to get them to want to, okay, maybe I do need to get ready right now, just in case that perfect home comes up and I can handle that payment and I get this excellent interest rate. Because any savvy investor or buyer or anybody who knows anything about anything will take advantage of the low interest rates, and there's no way those rates are going to stay this low forever, period. It's just not going to happen.
Right.
It's eventually going to go up. And they may think, and you're not hearing it as much anymore, people are like, well, I think they're going to go lower. I'm going to wait till they go lower, right? It's just greed setting in. It's all these things just trying to get a sweeter deal. And everybody who waits is on the sidelines. And everybody who waits continue paying rent. Everybody who waits continues to miss the properties in that perfect neighborhood, right? So tell me a little bit, Leslie, after I've shared some of that and kind of painted the picture and asked this question, tell me a little bit about what that perfect home looks like for you, right? Do you see how that question has so much more punch now? Than just right out the gate, tell me what you're looking for. Tell me what you're looking for. Tell me what you're looking for. Hey, oh, I don't care what you said. Tell me what you're looking for, right? You may get somebody to open up, but to me, that's just it's a put off, and you're just a salesperson, and you're not even listening to what I'm saying. I'm not going to give you much.
Okay.
Sound good?
Sounds good. Thank you.
That's okay. So don't second guess yourself. You're good. Go with it, but use some of what I'm just sharing with you right now. Don't try to overdo it. Be you, right? Use your own words, use your own things in doing it. But that's what I'm doing. I'm trying to figure out what's going on in their head every time. What do they know? What do they know right now? What are their thoughts? What are their beliefs, right? What are their motivations? These are the key questions that when you understand it, it doesn't matter who you're talking to, you can crack any egg open. Cool?
Right. And that's the goal.
All right,
cool.
So 9:38. So let's hop on it. I'm going to send you guys some leads right now. Leslie, I know you got the one. If you don't mind calling that gal up, Cassandra. I signed it over to you. You already did?
Yeah, she's actually working with an agent. She said, my agent out here. So I'm not sure why she asked for that inquiry if she already had someone, but.
Okay. Well, if she's already set up, then she's good. All right. Well, I'm going to send a few more over to you guys right now. Go ahead and make some follow-up calls in the meantime, just so we can get as many in. We got 20 minutes. Does everybody want to try to set a goal of trying to set one appointment up in 20 minutes?
I'll take one.
Okay. So everybody try to set one appointment. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Go ahead and start just plugging away and try to track how many people you can call in the next 20 minutes. Just see how many dials you can get in. Do a little tally mark every time you make a call.
Dial.
There you go. I guess that was an agreement.
So Cassandra, I woke her up. I called her like right before our meeting at 8:50, and she was sleeping. I could tell.
Okay.
Like half awake. But then when I said the inquiry, right, of the property, she woke up a little bit.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, oh, great. And then of course I asked her about the agent.
Yeah.
And she's like, yeah, I have an agent that's helping me look at property. I'm like, oh, okay.
There you go. Okay, you should all have about 3 or 4 leads that I just sent over right now. And then Severia, one of the first ones I would call, his name's Nikolai Allen. And I'm going to forward you his email. He asked for a good deal on land, small house with a well, and electric would be even a bonus.
Oh, okay. So he wants some land?
Yep, that's what he's looking for. So I saw that request come in late last night, so I'll forward that over to you.
Okay, cool.
Yep. All right. Here we go. Do you see it in your inbox?
I'm looking at it right now.
Okay, I'm just gonna forward you the email and then just feel free to respond to the guy. You can CC me on there if you'd like. And just I would just ask him something. He's saying he says looking for a good deal on land, please. Small house on it with well and electric is a plus. And I would just respond to that email directly. Please share with me what areas you're interested in.
And what's a
And
good
then
deal to you?
exactly, and what price point.
Yeah. Yeah, I see him on my inbox, the Nikolai Allen.
Uh-huh. That's him. And I
Yeah,
just forwarded you his email that he actually sent to the auto response.
got it.
Cool. All right. Let's see what else.
Okay, I'm about to buy a call.
Please leave your
Okay, I just did a few more to each of you too. We got a decent amount over this weekend, so you guys should all have at least 5 to 6 new ones
Thank
in
you.
your inbox. No problem. Let's convert some of these bad boys.
Yep.
I love it. His name is Beamer. So I'm going to be talking about cars with this.
Yeah.
I have a feeling that's not his name though. Let's see.
Your call has been forwarded to an automatic voice message system.
Subscriber you have dialed is not in service.
No talking about cars. I don't know.
Please leave your message for 805-799-7889.
Hey, Lisa, it's Brandon Raymond with Veteran Home Services. Hope you're doing well. You were referred to me by Desi and Gabe, and just wanted to try to reconnect with you. I know we had our first meeting set for Memorial Day on accident. So just looking to reschedule that with you. So just wanted to see what looked best for you and your husband. And so we can get that date set up so that I can block my time out for you. My cell phone is 805-815-1327. Again, that's 805-815-1327. Look forward to speaking to you and your husband. And again, don't hesitate to reach out at any point in time. I'm going to also shoot you a text and see what works best for you so we can get that set up. I look forward to speaking with you. Take care.
subscriber you have dialed is...
It's okay, babe. Bye.
I'm an essential worker, so I've been working for the pandemic.
Oh, that's perfect. That is perfect. You can probably qualify for some first-time home buyers products. They're out there. The state of California actually helps first-time home buyers with grants to pay for their what you call it, the
Down payment assistance.
uh,
Down payment
it's called
assistance.
the money that you put in as a down payment assistance. That's what it is. So yeah, they actually grant that you don't have to pay. The government actually gives you that money, and that's free money. You do have to qualify for those programs, but you know what? It's free money. It's a good thing to give it a shot.
Okay. I'm just barely waking up. I'm barely having my coffee, so I'm still kind of halfway asleep.
Got it.
Can I call you back? And 'cause I have to go to work at 1. I gotta go do my exercising, and I gotta be at work at 1. Do you think we could talk tomorrow?
We can. Yeah. What time will be a good time to call you tomorrow when you're awake? I don't want to wake you up again, and I apologize for that.
No, I think I'm already having my coffee, but I'm a slow waker. I have to drink my coffee and okay, tomorrow you can call me like at the same time, 11, 10, 11.
10 to 11.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. I will call you tomorrow between 10 and 11 o'clock in the morning. I'm sorry?
Where are you located?
I'm located over here in Camarillo, but we have our Century 21 office we have 13 locations, so we cover all the Ventura County, in Simi Valley, San Fernando Valley too.
Well, Camaro Valley is kind of close to, I'm in North Hills.
Oh, North Hills? Yeah, I know what that is.
I'm sorry, the person you were trying.
North Hills.
Okay, so can you call me tomorrow?
Yeah, I will call you tomorrow, and I'll get more information. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna follow up with an email. I'm gonna send you an email, so you can have my information, and tomorrow when I call, you know who's calling. And let me just real quick, let me just get your email. I want to make sure that I got your right email. It says Vanessa Aliza at gmail.com.
Yeah.
Perfect. I will send you just an introduction email, and then I'll give you a call back tomorrow.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you very much for your time, and you have a great day.
You too. Thank you so much.
Okay. Bye-bye. What do you think?
Yeah, good job.
Brandon.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I said good job.
Oh, I didn't hear that. Because I got my volume was down.
Yeah, that's what I thought, because I was trying to talk to you as you're like trying to think of my down payment assistance. But it's all good. No, I mean,
I couldn't get that thing.
you piqued her interest with it. Just when you call her tomorrow, be more ready to go with that down payment assistance. And always when you start sharing, it's a tie down question. Always make sure you flip it to a question. Luckily, when you paused, she already started talking. But what you want to do is after you share it, say, well, are you familiar with that? Or does something like that interest you? Oh yeah, it does. Once they say, oh yeah, it does, now you're reeling them in, you know what I'm saying? And now you can start asking questions. Well, just share with me, how big's your household? Roughly, what would you say is your total income, household income? And say, I can't tell you for exact, but that gives me a rough idea to say that you probably got a good chance at possibly qualifying for this. So let me do this. Let me give you Alex's number, put you in touch with him, and then he's going to give you the direct next steps. You know what I mean? So, I would just,
Hi, is this Laura?
Yes.
Hi, Laura. My name is Leslie with Veteran Home Services. The reason I called you earlier was I noticed you were looking in Camarillo for a home, and I wanted to see what you were looking for.
Sorry, I had a little English.
Oh, ¿hablas español?
Sí.
Perfecto. Me di cuenta que estaba viendo propiedad en Panorama City. No era Camarillo, perdón, Panorama City. ¿Y qué es lo que está buscando?
Simplemente estaba mirando los precios, nada más, era lo único que estaba mirando.
Perfecto, estaba solo mirando los precios. Qué bueno.
Sí.
Qué bueno. Entonces, ¿qué piensa de los precios en Panorama City?
Pues, ¿qué te puedo decir? No, o sea, pues la verdad no sé exclusivamente en los precios, pues, pues, no sé, pues luego nunca había checado esto, es la primera vez que estaba checando esto, entonces, no sé si es favorable los precios
Sí.
o no sé.
Ok.
No sé,
No,
entonces.
está bien. ¿Y qué buscaría, si no es ahora, en el futuro? ¿Qué busca en una casa?
Pues algo que más que nada que me alcance, ¿verdad? Yeah?
hi, Becky, it's Brandon Ramey again, calling you back. We spoke the other day about the Pine Terrace. How are you doing?
I'm doing well, thanks.
Good, good. And you received the text messages that I sent?
Yep, I did.
Great,
Took a
great.
look at them. Mm-hmm.
Awesome. What did you think?
Well, actually, I personally, for me, at this point in my life, it's too much, too expensive.
Okay.
And there's no way I want to have a hefty mortgage, nor do I want to work.
Right. You shared that.
Even if that wasn't the case, when I looked at it, in my own opinion, for me, it needs way too much updating.
Okay.
It's not modern enough for me.
Okay.
And I have a gift in decorating. It's just something I can do well.
Awesome.
It's just natural, whatever, something I enjoy.
Helped
many friends and family. And when I looked at it, I was like, wow, not to be critical, but I thought, oh, no.
Yeah, no, I appreciate you.
No-nos.
Yeah, I appreciate you being upfront about that. And yeah, we actually just got a call from, somebody who showed it yesterday, who's an agent. Sounds like they're bringing a cash offer in. So I wanted to make sure that I at least gave you the heads up, just because we had spoken about it. But more importantly, I know you shared with me that, one, you weren't looking to purchase out here, just kind of, seeing it out, and then but you like the area. So if you like, I'm more than happy to do is set you up, at least so you can see the inventory, what's out there. And TO is tough. It's an expensive area. I just did a listing presentation for a guy who's got a place to sell for about $900,000, and the inventory, at least as of the month of April, was down to 1.7, which is the absorption rate, meaning less than 2 months supply. And that's really low. That's probably the lowest we've been in about a decade. And a lot of that was because of the COVID-19. 30 to 40% of the sales actually decreased because people pulled their houses off the market. They were worried about sick people coming in. They were worried, jobs impacted by it. All those things dropped the sales, but not the prices. Unfortunately, the prices are still pretty steep, which is good for you selling in Seattle, but not necessarily the greatest on the purchase side. You know what I mean?
Sure.
So what price were you hoping? Because I know you wanted to pay cash if you could.
Well,
Um,
I'm not going to do anything right now because
okay.
my life depends on what my daughter and son-in-law do.
Okay.
And he's wrapping up his last 2.5 years in the military here.
Oh, well, thank him for his service. What branch?
Yeah. He's in the Navy, and
Oh.
he's an officer, a pilot.
Wow.
He's been in for it'll be 20 years when he finishes here in LA.
That's awesome.
And yeah, he went right out of college in the ROTC. So
Did he go to Annapolis, or did he go to college and then come in as an officer?
yeah, and from the UW.
Okay, Washington.
Yeah.
That's right.
Because we're from Seattle. So, yeah.
Don't hold Gonzaga against me. Then I went to law school in Gonzaga.
In Washington.
In Washington, yeah, East
Yeah,
in Spokane. I was
Yeah,
there
yeah.
2010 to 13. I had friends in Seattle. We would go visit. Seattle's beautiful. I love Seattle.
Yep.
Yeah, that's
And so I'm going to end up wherever they end up.
okay.
And so since this is his, they're just here temporarily, and then he wants to be a commercial pilot
Nice.
for an airline.
Okay.
So because he's a pilot in the Navy, so it's wherever he gets a job,
Okay.
whatever hub, whatever city.
Awesome. Well,
So it doesn't make sense for me to come here and buy
right.
if they're not going to stay here. I don't want to be here by myself.
No, not at all.
Yeah.
And it's too expensive, as well as
Oh, God.
I mean, we had almost 700,000 people leave in 2018, and we're going to continue to, I think, see more and more people put their houses up for sale, as well as trying to move out of the state, to a more affordable area.
Yeah.
Is it, and so you mentioned he's Navy. So just so you know, my dad's retired Navy. I don't know if you caught the company name, Veteran Home Services.
I didn't.
Yeah. So so my dad's retired Navy. He was 23 years in the military. I actually wanted to go in as a JAG officer.
Wow.
Did not pass the bar, which it's very competitive to become a JAG officer. So you got to pass on your first time, and unfortunately, I didn't. I actually took it 3 times. Second time came very close, but long story short, we're very passionate about helping out anybody who served, or even family of those that have served. So if you were to, what is he thinking about potentially selling his place here, or does he rent here?
No, we're renting. They're
okay.
renting.
Okay.
Oh God, no, they would not buy here. Are you kidding? No.
Right.
They have a home in Virginia because they just outside of DC. They bought a townhome in Alexandria. Okay. And so they're renting that out. Okay. And then they moved here in February to rent because they can't.
Oh yeah, no, it's too high right now to purchase at that. So all I was gonna share, and it'd be a little bit different if you needed some help out in Virginia. And just I lived actually in Andrews Air Force Base, so we were right outside Washington D.C. I think we were in Prince George's County. I was there 96 is when we left, so I think it was 94 to 96 when my dad was stationed out there before he retired out of Point Mugu. But we do everything we can to help out our military. So if there's anything I can help out, just please keep my phone number. And I'm more than happy to help, even if you need some help locating somebody solid out there in Virginia. Or if he decides, he wants to try to move to one of the coastal states here, wherever they decide, I'm sure it's going to be all job related based on what opportunities are out there. And I know we have a good friend that works for the airlines. I want to say he's up in the Bay Area, and this was connected through my dad's Navy days. And he works out there, so I can talk to my dad too to see if he knows of any potential opportunities. How soon did you say he was retiring?
Well, he has to do 2.5 years here.
Okay, so 2.5 years here.
So they've already been here since February, so this is all fairly new.
Right.
They got here, COVID hit, and we've all been stuck. And I came down to help her get settled. That was the plan. Right. Unpack, set up, and all that. Take care of the kids and work. I have a full-time job at Microsoft. Okay. But I'm able to work remotely. Nice. And so I've got my whole setup in the room. And so ever since I got here, March 15th, it's like I've been stuck here. Right. Well, but that's fine because everybody at Microsoft is working remotely. So it's not a big deal. Right.
Yeah, and it's Microsoft's huge out there. That's awesome that you work with them. I remember one of our professors had worked at Microsoft, and he was just sharing some very interesting stories. But that's a great organization to work with, so that's cool.
Oh, it is. I'm grateful and blessed to be there for almost 30 years, but I'm burnt out.
Right.
And I'm exhausted, and I want to quit.
Right. Don't blame you. Well, hopefully they have some type of, do they have any type of pension or retirement?
No, just 401k.
401k. Yeah.
Yep, that's it.
Okay. Well,
and if you're lucky enough to get a ton of stock, but then again, it all depends on what you do for the company. It's funny because I tell people I've been there since '91. They're like, "Oh my God, you must be a millionaire." I'm like, excuse me, if I were a stinking millionaire, do you think I'd still be working? No.
Right.
No.
Well, if there is anything we can do here locally, and I know that's not likely just based off what you shared, but just if you come across anybody that he may know as well, we give 25% back to our veterans, active, retired, 25% of the commission. So it's a lot of money out here, that helps out a lot. So that was one of the big reasons why I left C21, to be able to work with my parents. I don't have to give that money to a big corporation, so I give it back to our clients, and just one of our ways of serving those who serve this country. So please thank him for his service. Please, keep my phone number in mind, and then if there's anything I can do, we teach home buyer workshops. I mean, I know he's purchased a place, but it's still good to know about what's happening in the different marketplaces, as well as the way business is done here, even though it doesn't sound likely. It sounds like he's probably more than likely going to relocate out of state.
Don't know. That's the $1,000,000 question.
Okay.
My goal, well, if it was my preference, I would like him to work for Alaska and come back home.
That'd be awesome.
That's what I would like. Right. But is that going to happen? Who knows?
Right. Okay. Well,
definitely depends on the airlines.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, it was a pleasure speaking to you, Becky, and I appreciate your honesty and like I said, more importantly, your son's service. Please thank him, and I'm glad the sign brought us together.
Oh, you're so sweet. I appreciate it, and I'm really happy that is selling, that condo or that home is selling for you.
Thank
you.
But
I did not like their decor at all. Very.
No.
Yeah, terrible.
No worries. I can appreciate that. Everybody's got different taste. They wanted to do more to it, and they were actually going to refinance it to do that. And once they realized that it was their opportunity to be able to get a bigger place, they're trying to take advantage of the timing and the low interest rates right now.
Sure.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
All right.
Well, good luck to you, and who knows? We may talk again.
You never know. All right. You take care, Becky.
Thank you. You too.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Can't hear you. You're muted. There you go.
Who was that?
That was a sign call off Pine Terrace, first one that I've had off of that.
Nice.
So, yeah, it was a better first combo with her. It was really quick. That's okay. It was a better first combo, but you never know. I just threw some life rafts out there, see if she grabs one of them,
Good. It's interesting because I'd like to have a discussion with you on, different calls that come in, like sign calls are one. I did get one with the Ventura property, but it's interesting, I would like to know how to initiate it 100%.
Yeah,
if you notice, it's hard, when I'm caught off guard, it's the hardest thing for me to really understand, okay, what are the questions to ask? Because you want to make it smooth and get people to engage with you based on their call, and I know asking questions for sure, but
well, what did you see? And I don't know how much you heard, because I know you were on the call for a bit.
I didn't hear it.
Okay. Severa, did you get to hear any of it?
I heard that. Yeah.
What did you think?
Genuine, I would say. The conversation was just you're talking about your conversation, right?
Yeah.
She was very engaging in the conversation, and she was very loose to talk. I didn't see any hesitation when you asked questions. She give you the whole story and stuff. And she was like straight to the point. She's like, I'm not gonna do anything right now because I'm gonna end up wherever they end up.
Right.
So, you know, I don't. On a way, she was like, I don't want to waste your time, but I was thinking about it. But at the end, it doesn't make any sense for me to make a move.
Yep. Yeah, no, it's I was getting the no right out the gate. I can sense it. And the biggest thing, I guess, if I could shed any light on how those conversations go, and I appreciate you saying that, Silver, about it being very genuine. It's a natural conversation.
Yeah.
So what you have to do is it's all about getting people to feel comfortable. One, not making them wrong, right? We're not arguing with them. We're not trying to change their line of thinking. If you notice, I never once tried to convince her that she wants to buy in Thousand Oaks, that now's the time to buy. None of that, because all that would have just fallen on deaf ears. So more of it is the more I can kind of get more info, and that's where I kind of threw out there, is your son-in-law, is he, I was trying to see if he had a listing, right? Is he renting here? Or I didn't say renting. Does he own here? Is he thinking of it? Oh, no, he just got here. He's renting here right now, but he owns a place in Virginia. And then she starts cracking it open. So just don't make them wrong. Ask questions. Be sincerely interested in helping them out. Acknowledge who they are. Acknowledgement is big. People want to be acknowledged and appreciated. They want to be respected. If you get into that kind of combo, she would have kept talking if I wanted to. I knew there was nowhere to go with it, So once I crossed every bridge and figured out every angle, and I was never struggling with it, because I can tell I'm trying to figure out what's going on in her head. What does she know? What does she want to do? Is she motivated? She's not. So she was motivated enough to make the first initial call. And then I guarantee she was surprised when I said I may have an all cash offer coming in, which is the truth. Somebody showed it and is interested. She's all cash, but all cash typically comes in low. So I'm not holding my breath on it. I got to call, another 4 or 5 people right now just to see if anybody else is interested, because a couple others were. So, and we just dropped the price. I don't know if you saw, Leslie, down to 520. So it's 520 now. So if you want to put another push on social media, just put price reduction 520. Sellers are motivated. Please reach out to me soon if you may be interested. You could say an offer is already in hand, but I don't know. Sometimes people don't like that when you say you already have an offer and you're still fishing for more. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Right.
So just say price reduction 520. Sellers are motivated. Reach out to me ASAP. If you want to check this out, and then you can send the video or any of that or the photos.
Okay. Thank you.
Cool. No, that was hopefully that was good. Did you get any connections, Silver? Well, yeah, 2. Good job.
I'm gonna call this lady tomorrow, and then I just, while you were on the phone with that other lady too, I called somebody too, and she's in San Fernando Valley over there at the Porter Ranch.
Right.
She's also looking for, and I got to talk to her, so she's looking for an income property.
Yeah.
To rent out. So yeah, cool. I got 2.
Awesome. Good job, man. Nice. And then did you get the one with the land? I
haven't called him yet.
Okay. I would try to call, because he sent the email, and I would call him and use that as my reason. Say, hey, just responded. I know you reached out by email to my team. My name's Silver. I just want to get a better idea what you're looking for. I'd try with the call first. If he doesn't pick up, then send him an email.
I'll send him an email.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's always, if you can get them on the phone, email people, keep it short. They'll give you a couple little things. You can't really see where their head's at. This is all about seeing where their head's at, Leslie. And that's where I want you to get comfortable or feel comfortable. It's not about knowing all the perfect questions. I don't know. I just kind of go with it, but I listen to what they say. I feel I'm getting to be a really good listener. And if you can, I know we talked about playing cards in the past. Like if you can get good at playing poker, playing some cards, right? Yeah. Maybe we got to get that into your practice schedule, Leslie. Gets you to play.
Maybe.
Some poker,
why not? Right? Let's add it in there. Add some fun in there.
But it's about reading people. It's about listening to them. It's about understanding who's legit, who's not legit, right?
Right.
Your natural instincts of how you talk to people are comfortable with you, Leslie. You don't have to try hard. The more you are calm and talk like at a good pace, you're good. Yeah. If you start talking fast, I can tell you're nervous and you're trying too hard. Just make it easy. Remember, it's people's benefit to get your time, okay? And you have to remember that. And it's not that you come off egotistical or anything, But when they get your time, that's to their benefit. So
Right.
you take your time and you work with them. And again, if these people don't want to work with me and I'm speaking to them and I know what I bring to the table, it's like, hey, you know, best of luck to you. See ya. Exactly.
Right.
Goodbye. I'm going to work with
Right.
somebody who appreciates me. I'm going to work with somebody who appreciates who I am, and that I'm going to look out for them and do those things. So
Okay. That's good.
I just want to keep resonating those points with you, because you're a little harder on yourself than you should be. It's good to want to get better, but it's all about confidence and belief in yourself and your ability to help people out.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah.
If I may add something to that too, Leslie, if even though you know that they're fake, even though they're not gonna do anything, I feel that still give them my time and tell them, you know, everything about it, and I know I'm not gonna get anywhere with these people, right? But sometimes they do appreciate that they know that they're trying to cut you off like as quick as possible, but you give them information, and sometimes they're like, all right, well, this guy didn't take it personal.
Yeah.
You know? It's like, yeah, I know you're trying to get off, but here, let me tell you the reason why I call you. How about if this, and like Brandon said, you know what? Just stay calm, because yeah, when we start rushing to the conversation, that's when we make mistakes.
Right. And you know what? You just helped me think of something. So people that aren't ready now, maybe in the future will be, right? So the best thing you can do is at least stay connected with them, right?
Yeah.
So like you're saying, still have a good conversation with them and touch base with them. At least ask them, can I touch base with you periodically to see how you're doing, you know, and send you information. And I'm sure most people are open to that, right?
Oh yeah, yeah.
And again, if somebody tells me, can I touch base with you and just see how you're doing, that to me is not strong enough, right?
Not good.
So no, it's not that it's not good. You just want to always offer value. You never waste people's time. If you call, you got a reason you're calling them, right? So something to the effect of, come across some great opportunities, as well as I really know what's happening in the marketplace right now. So if it's ever a time that, you know, I want you to take advantage of what's in front of you, know, would it be okay if I reach out to you? Absolutely, right? Yeah.
Right.
What do I have to lose, right? Yeah, let's do it. But you got to make it sound, that's the selling part, Leslie. That's the part that sells, right? Is you got to make it where you appreciate and you respect their time. The only time you're going to call them is if you got something, right? Or you need to check and see what's going on with them. So it's respecting people's time. It's always bringing value, and you don't have to say these things, but you want to say it in your words. You want them to understand that you're all business, Leslie, and that when you call, they want to pick up the phone because you got a great opportunity for them, or you're going to talk to them about something that's happening in the marketplace that they want to know about. So would you like me to keep you in the loop? We have a strong pulse of the market. I'll keep you up to date, and I'll let you know. I can send you different market stats. I can send you the areas you're interested in. Whatever it is that you need, I got you, right? Anything real estate related, I'm your person. You reach out to me or I'll reach out to you. We'll stay connected. And then you let me know. We work at your pace. You let me know when's a good time, and we'll set something up and start taking next steps, right?
That's what I use. That's what I use on this lady, that my last lady that I just called. He was like, yeah, I was just, you know, just pulsing the market. I don't know if I want to do something, but, you know, and then I say, well, you know, the reason why I ask is because, you know, I get across some really good deals, you know, and would you like to know if I come across any good deals? I know you're looking for an income property,
right?
You know, and I say, you know, the income property could be a good deal could be like a fixer-upper, you know. You can fix it up. You got the money to fix it up. You fix it up. You already have equity in the house, and then now you're gonna get a positive cash flow, you know, from the rental. So it's a win-win situation. Would you like me to, you know, keep in touch with you and let you know? Oh yeah, you know what? That's great. And I said, so let me ask you something. Where do you live? Where are you looking for that property? And she's like, well, I live in Porter Ranch, and I just want to buy something closer over here. You know, San Fernando Valley will be good, but on this side of the freeway. And then I say, oh, I used to live in Northridge, you know, and start talking to her and stuff like that. Well, done.
So did you see what he did on that, Leslie? Did you see how he kind of navigated through that? So he gave first. He painted a picture, and what he gave was, I come across some really good opportunities. I come across some really good deals. Is that something you may be interested in? He turned it into a tie down. So he made a statement, a strong benefit statement, a value statement, and then he hooked her by saying, is that something that you would be looking for? Oh yeah, no, definitely. Okay, tell me a little bit more about what types of opportunities so that I know, what it is that you're looking for. Tell me again, where do you live? And then let me ask you. So once he created the value, now he has the right to ask questions.
Right.
There's a difference, right? So give before you ask, right? And don't tell, give and then ask. I'm not telling, I'm just giving first, give some value, and then ask. And it can be as simple as, I come across some great opportunities, come across some really good deals, as Russ says, right?
Yeah,
Yep.
she actually changed when I said that.
Absolutely.
And she's like, really? I said, yes. I said, so tell me what kind of property you're looking for, and where do you want to buy it? And then she's like, well, she started just telling me everything. Like, I live over here and I want something closer. I said, oh yeah, I used to live in Northridge. So you're talking about, you want to buy something in Canoga Park, North Hills, Northridge. She's like, yeah, Reseda, Tarzana. And I'm like, she knew I knew the area because I started naming all these places.
Okay.
And I say, I used to live in that area, so I know all the places. And she's like, all right, well, yeah. She's like, you know what's up. I'm like, yep.
That's awesome, Silver. Thank you for sharing that, man. Nice job with that. And Leslie, I've already kind of figured out for our coaching session later today, what I want you to start doing is, when you watch these videos, write down every single question that gets asked depending on what the situation is. So you said a sign call, right? What to say in a sign call. There's a script for it, but just rewatch the video and go through the questions that I ask in the order that I do and how I do it. And then also the way that you create the value first. You're going to see what I'm talking about. It's creating value, and they're called earn the right statements. Those are sound bites. Those are something of value. And that's also the reason why I always ask the question, is this your first purchase? They say, yes, it is, or no, I've purchased before. How long ago? If it's more than 3 years, now I'm going to tell them about the first time home buyer program. I'm going to give, and then I'm going to earn the right. It's the same thing. Just like a great opportunity, that is a great opportunity, is financial assistance through the state. As Silver started talking about it with the first one, she was just waking up. She wasn't going to give him any time of the day until he said, hey, I got some money for you, right? Second, he said, hey, you may have access to some money. She said, call me back, or I'll call you back, and I'm just waking up, still having my coffee. I got to work out. I got excuse, but call the same time tomorrow, right? Because I'm still going to be in the same state of mind. But hopefully you're more prepared, and she picks up. And then you can dial in and just hit, okay, let me ask you these questions. The questions you need to know on down payment assistance is household size, how big's your house, what is your income, right? If you can get her to talk about debt, then you can get a rough idea of debt to income, but it's not necessary. It's household size, income. And remember, household size of 4 is up to about 91,000 right now. Household size of 3, I think, is 81,000. 2, it's probably in the 70s, and 1, it's around 60s. So that's kind of the range to the 4. If they have 5, they can go higher than the 91,000. And they take an average too. So it's not exact, and then they forward project. So it gets a little complicated with that. But they say, yeah, I'm right around 80 and I'm a household size of 4. Say, well, I really want you to talk to Alex Vega, because I just helped somebody who got $45,000 in forgivable money. That's big. And that's a true statement. $45,000 forgivable after 5 years. If you intend to occupy the property, you can buy anywhere in Ventura County or LA County or Kern County or Santa Barbara County. Those are the 4 counties. So in any of those counties, you can buy any house. It doesn't have to be an income restricted property. And that's where you can say there's a bunch of different types of down payment assistance. If you'd like, let's set up a time. That's exactly the reason why we need to set up a meeting. What time works for you? And then you do a Zoom meeting and then try to coordinate with Alex. If you need to coordinate with me, I'm more than happy to help you out if you can't get a hold of Alex. And then we start breaking it down and talking about the different types of assistance that are out there, some to stay away from, some that you want to jump all over. Forgivable grants, always jump all over it. Okay? Cool?
Yep.
You guys good?
Yep.
All right. So I'll see you guys tomorrow, 10 a.m.
Yes, sir.
Oh, well, unless you're doing did you see about the 9 a.m.?
We're going to do 9 a.m. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yay, the speech.
You're ready. Leslie, that was your idea, so you better start it off.
I shot myself in the foot.
Yep. Be ready to lead us out.
Leslie. I mean, it'll be good for everybody.
Yeah. I'll be ready.
All
right. Okay. 2:30,
we'll
Brendan.
All right. You guys have a good one. Good job, guys.
You guys. Bye.
Bye. Have a good one. Bye.
Bye.